Patriots-Vikings joint practice takeaways. Everybody was stressing going into today. This is where they were at. They were in Minnesota. They were enjoying themselves. It's still beautiful weather out there before it gets freezing cold. But we had our second joint practice of the day. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. We got some takeaways to go over, and everything except for one thing on the Patriots was pretty much positive. And that's why I'm going to come out and say it, that this was probably a good win, a practice win for them. If you ask any Vikings fans, they're going to probably say, no, we won the practice, but isn't that how everything works? Mike Vrabel did speak before practice, and he did not say if the starters will play. I kind of expect the same exact situation that happened last week to happen this week. He said, if you're healthy, you're going to play. If you're not healthy, like Carlton Davis, like Christian Gonzalez, those guys will not play. Kendrick Bourne, probably not going to see on the field as he didn't practice this week. Jalen Polk, you're not going to see. But Drake Maye, kind of your starters. I don't even know if Ramondre Stevenson's going to play because we'll get into that in a second. TreVeyon Henderson, we might see Stefon Diggs as he was a full participant in camp today. But here's your kind of day one joint practice absences and the players that didn't participate. There's a couple guys in here that was expected, like Christian Gonzalez. Ramondre Stevenson did show up with an injury that said he suffered during the Washington Commanders game. You have Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne. I think Hunter Henry was just a kind of a rest day. Marte Mapu, Jelani Tavai, Jalen Polk, Terrell Jennings, a lot. And I mean a lot of guys were out. DJ James and Elijah Ponder, and the players that weren't spotted. Bourne, Polk, Jennings, Mapu, and Jelani Tavai. Now, I was talking to the bosses, and they were like, Brett, you're not getting enough likes on your videos. You're getting a lot of views. The Patriots fans are showing up to your videos, but they're not showing out. You guys aren't hitting that thumbs up icon. So they challenged me to get at least 300 likes on today's video, and I said that is a cake because the Patriots fans, when they want to show up, they will show up. So if you're ready for the Patriots season to start, if you're excited for this second preseason game, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 300 on today's video. It's joint practice days, and this is an exciting day. First takeaway, and it is the absolute burners. I put the 3 emojis on there because Stefon Diggs was lighting it up. And we didn't see him be a full participant in practice when it was last week against the Washington Commanders. It was kind of, hey, we're getting used to getting back into football. He did tear his ACL for crying out loud. But first joint practice where he was a full participant, and right off the bat, he was making his name known. I was sitting there trying to look up everything, and the Vikings reporters were actually tweeting out videos, which was awesome to see. And the Vikings host, Patrick Seatman, yelled over to me and said, Diggs looks incredible. This is unbelievable. As you know, he's a former Minnesota Viking himself. But this is just one picture that I'm going to grab for you guys. And this was one-on-ones. Yeah, Jeff Okudah, he tried to cook him. He tried to jam him at the line of scrimmage, and Stefon Diggs burned him. And then there was another play, which he just outran the entire, just a full-on go route, beautiful ball right in the bread box from Drake Maye. And this comes from Doug Kyed. Like, Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs easily got the most separation during one-on-ones. It's awesome to see. And then once you started in team drills, 11-on-11s, Drake Maye hit Stefon Diggs right in the middle of the zone for a completion on their first rep of 11-on-11s. This duo is going to be so dangerous. And I think that Diggs could get probably 100 targets, maybe more. Hopefully, what I'm hoping happens is that the Patriots get their first 1,000-yard receiver since 2019 when Julian Edelman happened. But when you see this connection going and you see the chemistry that's there, it really looks like these guys are just intertwined and it's going to be successful. I hope he plays on Saturday because I want to see at least one drive of Stefon Diggs. And speaking of Drake Maye, I would say it's probably his best practice yet. He was doing one-on-ones, and he did, unfortunately, throw an interception. But overall, it felt like Drake Maye was just on point with every single throw. There was one throw where he overthrew Efton Chisholm on a flea flicker. I wish Efton Chisholm needs to be a little faster, in my opinion, but he was off his back foot. Drake Maye could have planted it. It's neither here nor there. It's one rep. It was a trick play. It was cool to see. But these are just some of the plays that we had on joint practice. Like, they were lighting up this Minnesota Vikings defense like it was just a playground at recess. 70-yard touchdown to Henderson, to TreVeyon, to end the practice. It was on a wheel route. There's video of it. It was a beautiful throw, and he just breaks the defense. 50-yard touchdown to Mack Hollins, and Mack Hollins was absolutely – he gets into the end zone and just punts the football into the stands. He said, I needed the energy. We needed more energy. 25-yard throw to Pop Douglas, which was nice, and then a 30-yard touchdown to Kayshon Boutte. Now, it was Drake Maye looking really good. The offensive line, though – it was probably the worst practice that you could see the offensive line because it was problems from all over the front. Everybody wants to talk about Will Campbell. And when it comes to Will Campbell, he did struggle. I won't put that past him. He struggled a little bit. It wasn't his best practice. He let up a bunch of sacks. But this offensive line needs to get better because once you get into actual game film or once you get into game mode, you're not allowed to tackle during these types of practices. Once you get contact, those sacks are going to turn into sacks. Unlike Drake Maye trying to make plays with his legs, it's going to turn into sacks. And this was from Andrew Callahan, where you could see, like, Drake Maye opened 10 for 14, dropped interception, but likely 4 sacks. Will Campbell allowed 1, possibly 2. Demario Douglas lost a fumble, given a turnover with constant pressure. Score the initial team period as a win for the Vikings. But throughout the entire practice, Maye was still able to handle the pressure. And the Vikings' defensive backs just didn't look good. That's why Mack Hollins was able to break coverage and get a deep ball for a touchdown. That's why TreVeyon Henderson was able to get a wheel route. It was a good day for the offense with the skill positions. It was a bad day for the offensive line. And Drake Maye, he handled that pretty well because overall, Drake Maye had a good day. He did throw an interception on one-on-ones, but when it came to 11 on 11, 7 on 7 team drills, overall, pretty good. 16 for 25. I always put no interceptions because I don't like to see an interception. J.J. McCarthy, yeah, he floated one up, and it was super funny to see because Marcus Jones came down for an interception. We'll get into the defense in just a little bit. But Drake Maye, I'm getting excited. He looks cool, calm, and collective. Got a will to win. If you know that reference, please go down in the comments. It's hilarious. It's a basketball reference. But I really am starting to drink the Kool-Aid on Drake Maye, on just how composed he looks, and specifically how accurate and just the connection that he has. We saw the offseason workouts between them and the wide receivers, and it really seems like this offense is coming together to be possibly a good team in 2025. Do you think Drake Maye is a top 10 quarterback, though? This is where the hot takes start. And Jack Sparrow, the host of Steelers Talk for Chat Sports, had Drake Maye listed as the 16th quarterback. And I agree with that right now. By the end of the season, if he goes off, if he throws for 25 touchdowns, his line is 19.5. So if you want to go get on that right now, minus 110 odds, take that odd. But if you think he's a top 10 quarterback, type 1 for yes or type 0 for no down in the comments section. My next takeaway, I don't even know if this is a battle anymore. TreVeyon Henderson just might be wide receiver or running back 1. He might be the starting running back right going into week 1. I know if you go find a video, I'll talk about how I was not impressed with this pick. I wanted a wide receiver, but man, am I eating my words. He got a lot more reps today because Vrabel said that Ramondre Stevenson is dealing with an injury that he suffered during the Patriots preseason game against Washington. He did not practice in the walkthrough on Monday. He did travel with the team, but he didn't practice today. But when you have TreVeyon Henderson stepping in his place, holy shit. Here's one play. Like, this was a 70-yard touchdown, and there's video of it. Hits TreVeyon Henderson on a 70-yarder. Henderson picked up 60 yards. You just see his speed. He is one of the fastest guys I've ever seen the Patriots have at running back. He's a speed demon. When he catches the ball, he just takes off. And not only is he good at receiving, at running, he's also good at picking up blitzes. This comes from Evan Lazar. It was an outstanding blitz pickup by Henderson to give Drake Maye time to find Pop Douglas get open on an out route, and it was the best play of the day for the Patriots offense besides the Hollins coverage bust. If Henderson is doing that now, and he is picking up blitzes, he is finding holes in the defense to be able to be a pass catcher like we've seen in the past. I watched the 28-3 comeback last night. I watched all the highlights, and I was just like, man, I was watching James White, and I was like, oh, I hope TreVeyon Henderson is like this. But in just a few months, it really feels like Henderson has become more reliable than Ramondre Stevenson. And Ramondre fumbled. He fumbled in that scrimmage. And now that he's gotten hurt, Henderson's going to get his time and his reps to be with that starting unit. He might prove to the Patriots, he might prove to McDaniels and to Vrabel, I should be the starting running back 1 going into week 1 and have Ramondre be that number 2 guy. So it's possible, and I think we really have a battle here going into the season. I'll ask you guys, what do you think? Should Henderson start at running back? Do you think it should be Henderson, or do you think it should be Ramondre Stevenson? You let me know. Go down in the comments right now, type yes, or give me a no. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with yes. I've seen enough from Henderson where it really looks like he should be the running back 1 for this Patriots team. Going to get to my final breakdown of this Patriots joint practice, but I got to tell you about this deal going on for 40% off. This is about $33 when it's originally $55. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. You can get this cutoff hoodie. You know that Belichick used to always love the cutoff sleeves. I love wearing hoodies. I wear it all the time. It's really hot in the studio, so I'm not going to wear that. But what would be perfect? A cutoff hoodie. And if you want to be wearing it, Gillette Stadium from September and October, where it's a little chilly but still warm enough out, get yours today. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. My last takeaway, I still cannot talk about the defensive backs yet because Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis aren't practicing. You did have an injury or did have an interception from Marcus Jones, but the defensive line is just swarming. They are getting to this defense. They are getting to this offensive line bad, and it felt like J.J. McCarthy really felt the pressure going into today. This was Doug Codd. He talked about good pressure from Milton Williams, Kayshon, Harold Landry, Keion White during Patriots-Vikings 11-on-11s. And then after, I was looking at every single person that got a sack today, and there was a ton. 7 of them. Kayshon, Milton Williams, Keion White, Harold Landry, Jeremiah Farms. Even Anthony Jennings was getting in there. Isaiah Ayton. This defense is going to be a top 10 defense. And when you have Kayshon, Milton Williams, Keion White, Harold Landry, and Christian Barmore didn't get into the defense. He didn't have a sack here. That is a guy that's going to be a top 5 defensive tackle in this league. And you have all of these guys that can just swarm. It's going to look really, really, really good for this Patriots team. And I'm excited, man, because this is looking really good. The defense looks good. The offense is connecting. Stefon Diggs doesn't even look like he tore his ACL. Doesn't look like that at all. He looks fast, like the fastest guy on the field. He was cooking everybody. It is the vibes are immaculate right now. And my final thoughts for everyone saying this practice would be tough. And I'm speaking to you, Phil Perry, and even Ben Volen, the Patriots antagonist who always talks bad about them. Eat your words, because the Patriots are looking good. And whatever Vikings fans want to say, I say the Patriots got the best of this defense, best of this Vikings team going into today. But we got another practice going on tomorrow. That's going to do it for the latest edition of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. If you want to see all those videos from Patriots training camp, if you want to talk to me about the Pats, my DMs are open at TheRealAlper on Twitter, at TheRealAlper on Instagram. And as always, let's go Pats.